to welcome you to Creative Hastings. This is our second Creative Hastings that we put on in Hastings County. The first one was in Sterling back in March on the 21st, and we had about, I think, a similar sized crowd. It was quite a number of people that filled the West Wings store in downtown Sterling. And so great to have you all out tonight and see a great crowd on such a nice evening and here in Coe Hill, and welcome to Coe Hill. And it's great to see our reeve of Wollaston Township, Dan McCaw, here. And I don't know if Dan's looking around. I didn't ask Dan if you wanted to say anything, but you're welcome to say something if you wish, Dan.
Carry on, Andrew. You're doing a good job.
I'm doing a good job. Okay. Well, thank you. It's also, I want to mention that it's okay if you want to use your smartphones. If you're lucky enough to have an iPhone or a BlackBerry or Android device, please feel free to be tweeting or post on Facebook what you're seeing tonight or what you're hearing, or say something about who you've met, but maybe turn off the ringer so that it's on silent mode and just vibrate in your pocket. But I don't mind if you want to tweet and have your phone out. It's my party, so I can do whatever I want, right? You don't use your phones. And use the hashtag, which is the # Creative Hastings. So for those of you who are familiar with Twitter, make sure you tweet Creative Hastings and get the word out there about what's going on tonight and how wonderful a place it is here in Wollaston Township and in Hastings County and North Hastings, so the world knows and get more people wanting to come to our area and get excited about the things going on. And I also want to thank Brad Culvert and Howard Bear for playing tonight. It's awesome music. So great to hear you guys. This is the first time I've heard you, and it's excellent. So we'll have them come back on in a little bit once we're done sort of the formal talk for this evening. So first of all, what is Creative Hastings all about? When you came in the door, you probably thought you were here for a concert, but there actually is a bit of a formal part for this evening. There's really three parts. The first part is the networking. So hopefully you've been able to mix and mingle and have the opportunity to maybe meet somebody that hopefully that you haven't met before and brought some business cards with you. And then the second is sort of the formal part in the talk, where I can introduce Hastings County and Creative Hastings, explain what the creative economy is and why it's important to what we're doing at economic development at Hastings County. And then the third is networking again and some more music. So you can stick around till about 8 o'clock or 8:30 or so. Howard and Brad will come back and play a bit more, so you'll be able to stay around for a little bit longer. So it's really about networking and celebrating the creative economy that we have here. And I want to mention too that I have a video camera that's recording me now, and we're going to be putting this on our YouTube page and on Facebook and on our blog, communitieswithopportunities.com, so we can get the word out there to the World Wide Web, and hopefully it'll go viral. I'm not sure if we'll get 1 million views on our YouTube page, but we'll hopefully get some people following us. And then after I do a short talk here, I'm going to be introducing 6 creative local entrepreneurs from our community, so you don't have to listen to me all night. And we'll be videotaping them as well, speak for up to about 3 minutes each. I've told them 3 minutes on saying who they are and what their business is, and then why Hastings County. Why is this a special place to live and run a business? So then that way we get the word out there on the World Wide Web and on our blog, and we'll tweet about it, about tonight, so that people know that this is a special place to come to. So first of all, though, going back to the creative economy, what is the creative economy, you might be asking? Well, it's essentially involving workers or businesses that have people who are paid to think. They might be coming to their job with a task at hand or a certain set of guidelines that they have to follow, but they are creative or have flexibility in the work that they do. And one of the things that these people like is they like place. They like what we have here in Hastings County. You look out in Wollaston Township, the lakes and the rural lifestyle, the town of Bancroft, the small communities that we have like Madoc even further to the south. They want to come here because of the affordable lifestyle. And it's not Toronto, it's not Ottawa, and they can still conduct their business. So these people are consultants, they're engineers, They're architects, accountants, just as much as the potters, the painters, and even people in manufacturing or agriculture. It might be somebody brewing beer, or maybe they're plowing the fields with horses instead of tractors and growing some sort of unique organic type product. So we have these people that are in our community now, but we want them even more coming here. And the reason why is because the people that are in the creative economy and those types of workers tend to, on average, have a higher wage. Now, I know some of you that are here are saying, well, my wage isn't really as high as maybe what the stats are showing, Andrew, but in a rural area we acknowledge that. But the statistics do say that on average, it's maybe $25,000 more than the next wage category. So we have the higher paying workers and jobs. We also know that in Hastings County, we have a third of our businesses are part of the creative economy, and it's set to grow by 40% over the next decade. As well, we know that from stats that the creative workers contribute about 70% of the spending in our communities. So it's going to be growing, makes up about a third of our businesses right now, and more spending in our communities. So as the economic development manager, I could be going out and chasing after that 500 employee manufacturing plant that might disappear in a couple of years when there's a downturn in the economy, or I could be going out and continuing to attract more people to our place. And we know that when we promote place and celebrate the place that we have, that people will come, and then the jobs and the investment will follow. So as I put my economic developer hat on, that's essentially where I think we should be going, and that's what our strategic plan that has been approved by County Council states that we should be going. So there's just some other things I wanted to just highlight that in 1950, manufacturing jobs made up 50% of the labor force, but now manufacturing jobs are under 12%. And soon, some say 2%. And Statistics Canada also said that we lost over 360,000 manufacturing jobs between 2006 and 2010, but creative jobs increased by 200,000 in that time period. So again, as the economic developer, I'm saying, okay, now we know where we need to be going. This is where the growth is and the higher paying jobs. So I wanted to highlight that for you all as to why we're celebrating the creative economy we have here, and why we're videotaping ourselves, because it helps get the word out. So this is kind of like a party where we can celebrate that we are creative and hopefully then attract more people into our place. So again, quality of place is our advantage, and we need to be celebrating that. So I could go on a bit more about Hastings County and the creative economy, but I thought it would be key to have you hear from those that are in part of the creative economy, creative rural entrepreneurs in our county. And so I have 6, as mentioned, that I wanted to introduce for you this evening and have them talk again for 3 minutes about who they are, what their business is, and why Hastings County. And the first entrepreneur that I want to introduce you to and have come forward is Alicia Domenico of Tangible Words. And so please help me welcome Alicia Domenico.
Hi everybody, good evening. I'm Alicia and I run a company called Tangible Words. I used to be a teacher, a senior English high school teacher, and frankly that was too much time. So I had to become an entrepreneur. I retrained myself as a copywriter and started a business. That was when I was living in Australia. The reason why I did this is because I wanted to design my life. And this is really relevant to what Andrew was just talking about, which is that I wanted to live on a freshwater lake in Ontario because of all the places I've traveled in the world. Bancroft is right here for me, and this Hastings County. So I retrained myself and started this company called Tangible Words, and the thing that we do really, really well is we help businesses attract business to themselves, the right target market, from their website. So instead of having to do cold calls or instead of having to go and do door knocks and get business the really old school hard way of pushing people and trying to manipulate them or dominate them into a sales decision, instead we have everything that needs to be there on your website, so you attract people to you and they inquire and call you on the phone already interested. It makes your life as a business owner so much easier. So we write the words that goes on the website that means people will want to pick up the phone and call you. So that's what we do. Living in this area though, because we usually work with mid-sized companies and cities across Ontario and in Australia still, we moved to this community and realized we could teach other people how to do the same thing as we do. So what we're really passionate about living in this area is helping other business owners do the same thing. How to attract business from your website so that you can make more sales. One of the ways that we've started doing that in this community is running workshops, and I don't want to take up any more time tonight because I feel like I'm already at 2.5 minutes. But we're running a Build Your Own Website and Attract More Business workshop that's happening at Bancroft Loyalist Campus. They're partnering with us for that, and I have flyers on it, so I'll leave this on the back table, and you can talk to me at any point in the evening. But thank you for your time, and it's great to be here.
Thank you, Alicia. The next entrepreneur I'd like to call upon is Kathy Moore, who has the virtual assistant business and also chair of the Business Association, right?
Yes.
Of Coe Hill.
Yeah, that I'm trying to get going, yeah.
So,
hi everyone. I operated a virtual assistant business providing secretarial services to small and home-based business. My husband is the front man for our family, so when Andrew asked me to speak, it was really with hesitation that I'm doing so. So I'm going to keep it very short, not torture you for very long. My business, for the most part, can be operated anywhere there's internet. So why did I come to Hastings County? Well, when we first bought our cottage here, I fell in love with the area. To the extent that when we had to go home on weekend visits and holidays, I would cry all the way home. So for 10 years, every chance I got, we gotta move up, we gotta move up, we gotta move up. And I'm sure I drove like insane. But then fate opened the door when I got laid off. 2 weeks later, our house was sold, and it was look out, Coe Hill. Here we are. I was prepared for the beauty of the area, but not for the quality and sophistication of the people who live and work here. It's always the people who make a place, and this area is an untapped gold mine. A fun, diverse, wickedly smart, flexible, and open-minded group of people that I've met since I've lived here. It's exhilarating to work with my clients because I'm helping them succeed with their businesses. Success breeds success, so it's rewarding to feel part of a stimulus that is encouraging others to bring their business or businesses here. After all, small business is the largest employer in Ontario still, I believe, even before manufacturing. But at any rate, the migration has already begun. I have a very good friend. She's my accountant. She's worked and operated a successful business in Toronto for 30 years. She just bought a place in Madoc, and she's starting up a new business there. Not in accounting, yoga. So,
Nice.
It's great, and we are attracting businesses, I believe, that complement other businesses rather than detract from the area and what this area is all about. So, keep going, everybody. And thank you.